Morning. Welcome to this week's meeting of Essex Business Forum. My name is Aidan Squire, I'm your meeting chairman. It's my job to get you through the meeting, through the agenda, and I am, as always, ably assisted by the leadership team. I ask the outstanding to introduce themselves, please. Oh, fancy, cripple.
Mike Vincent from Speakprint, and I'm in charge of the bell and the membership committee.
Morning, Brian, Social Secretary.
Good morning everybody, I'm Terry, I deal with membership and recruitment.
Good morning, Scott, your meeting secretary and the handsome face of live chat.
Morning guys, Ben, Education Coordinator.
Thank you all. Please be seated. We have a visitor here today, Mark Grant. He's sitting here. Mark, welcome. I hope you enjoy the meeting. Let's get on with that meeting as well. We start with the Performance League, and that's Scott.
Right, yeah. So welcome to March. Performance League reset 1 week into March, recorded so far. And let me tell you where the numbers are at the top of that league. We have a benchmark of 88 points to aim to score each month, and well, our winner's already done that after just 1 week. So well done to that person. Third place so far, having scored 70 points, is Toby Acton. Not bad at all. 80 points, second place, Aidan Squire. But with 109 points, so far it's Ben.
What?
So I get out that way. Yeah, there you go. I'll pass it around that way. You can see how those numbers got to where they are.
Thank you very much, Scott. Before you get too carried away about that, Ben, would you like to introduce the education slot?
Yes, certainly. So today we're in for a bit of a treat. So I'm going to hand over to the handsome face of live chat. So Scott, over to you.
Treats, maybe, but not. What I thought we would do this morning is just have a bit of an open conversation around recording activity forms. And what's good and what's not, best practice for how we should be doing that kind of thing. And to do that, I'm kind of calling upon Aidan and I'm going to call upon Stuart to just assist me in an open conversation really about the kind of thing that we should be recording. So I'm going to take some examples, and I'm lucky looking at my business, and as is Stu, that our business models have monthly renewals and annual renewals for services that we provide. So how do we record that stuff on the activity forms? For me, when somebody renews an email service, which is an annual thing, or web posting is an annual thing, my clients will get an email that goes out to them. They will fill in a referral form to say, please renew this service. So it's a genuine referral to continue that service, and I will put in the activity form on a yearly basis to make that work. We want to encourage those. So if any of you that have ongoing service renewals, even if it's a renewal of some antivirus software from a member 10 years ago, if the business originated through you being in the group, it counts, get it in the system, get it recorded. The grey area is, and let's look at Stuart's business and assume that it's all my fault, that you provide a monthly service for telecoms, for example. It's not a referral every month to Stuart to please continue to provide me telecom services. It's probably a referral, a yearly renewal, and you will record the monies that you receive on a monthly or a 6 monthly basis, but accumulating all of that goes in.
Yeah, I think there's a few of us really. If you think of yourselves monthly and Paul, we're doing quarterly business for some clients, Mike, yours is going to be renewal, Ben, yours is going to be the same as well. You know, I shouldn't be putting a referral in every month to Ben for my gas and electricity. But likewise, that business should be recorded within the group. I don't expect Paul to give me a referral every month for sending him a phone bill each month. But again, that business should be recorded. I think
How-
basically
how-
this all came about because I stuck in 6 months worth of business and broke the system. So we're just trying to come up with a way really of sort of think, well, what's fair? You know, I shouldn't be giving monthly referrals for gas and electricity. However, that business has come as part of the growth, so it should be recorded. So how often is it right to a renewal in, and how often should we record the business really is kind of...
And I think the important thing to remember is it's brilliant what you did, getting it in the system, even though it was eventually, but it's in the system and it's now kind of all caught up. Because when you do it, those members from whom the business originated and people who have paid for the services, they earn points on the performance league. And it's not just points on the performance league, but that goes into our membership statistics. So looking as your renewal comes around and the committee review your contribution to the group, they can see your contribution in terms of business given, business received, etc. So making sure that those bits do get in the system makes sense.
It must be based, I would have thought, on the frequency with which Stuart, for example, puts in the record of monies received. Now, that if you did it 6 monthly, seeing that go in, that should be the trigger. In my case, that would be my trigger for putting in the referral. I would have thought the easiest way is to coordinate.
Marry those up together.
And to marry the two up. So if you put something in, then at that stage, I will do it, whether that's after 6 months. I mean, I don't know how often is it convenient for you to put in and record the money that you receive? Would 6 months be a sensible period?
yeah, I mean 6 months was just that's a timeline I just made up in my own.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I thought, well, that seems reasonable to do every
So it
6
feels-
months. I mean, I would, as a suggestion, this is just a suggestion, I would think if someone has a monthly or annual recurring business, I would think putting a referral in for that business once a year, I would say would be sensible. So if I renew my gas and electricity, I should do a referral to renew that business once a year, because typically that might be when someone might choose to look elsewhere, or buy business insurance. That's yearly. I would think putting if for instance Paul's doing my VAT returns, probably putting a referral in each quarter probably isn't right, because that's an annual cert. Really, that's part of it. So maybe I think maybe the referral should be annually, but maybe recording the business, I think should be. I mean, I think six monthly is probably.
I think it depends on volume and it depends on the members. The most important thing is to get it in. If it's possible and you can work it, then monthly would be wonderful, because then it's all tallied and it's all kind of fair across the membership and it works. And if not, then quarterly, 6 monthly, however that works.
Could there be an option on the form to tick, this is an annual, and then what happens is it then divides it across 12 months? So
No.
That sounds like a great idea.
Any decent developer would be able to solve
Listen, we could absolutely do that. However, the budget upon which EBF has to operate that kind of system does not give me any scope to do
I think
that.
the other thing is, if I put all my thank yous in every month, so far as you're recording your points in the league, I'd probably win it every month, and that's not great. But it's not fair, is it? No, we want to put in 30 thank yous a month or whatever. We've been here so bloody long, a lot of historical business, so that wouldn't be right to do that. But for the people who are here, it's right that they're receiving thank you for the business that they're giving, right?
Yeah. So I guess we've got to make that judgment, and I think, what you've done seems completely fair and a good way to do it. But better do that than just not do it and let it go and we miss it out of the system. So that's really all I wanted to just sort of openly discuss. If anyone has any questions
Say that again?
What's the conclusion?
The conclusion is, if it's annual renewals for the service renewals should really be annual. Whether it's renewing with Ben, renewing with Paul, the accountant, renewing with me, you know, different service providers. Don't be afraid of putting in that annual single referral to keep that service alive. And if you are a provider of ongoing services, then make a judgment on that. But realistically, as Stu suggests, it's probably put in the show me the monies for those, even if it's monthly income. Put those in 6 monthly, make sure they go in the system.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. But what drives all of this and has got us having this conversation is we want you to record what you receive so that we do accurately record everything, because we're not adding up slips. It's got to be done electronically, and I would remind everybody that when you make a referral today, and I'm making 1 or 2 today, that I ultimately record it on the website, and that's the bottom line, and this flows from that.
Clear as mud.
It'll only get worse as I go through the meeting, and so the next stop are membership matters. Terry, do you have anything to report to us?
I don't want to report to you now.
Good. That's very succinct and comes up for us taking ages over that. So, let me introduce our first major part of the meeting, which of course is the 60-second round. Your chance to highlight your business in 60 seconds. Vince makes sure that we only take 60 seconds by dinging his bell after 50 and dinging his bell again after 60. When you hear that second ding, wind up. If you haven't done so already, wind up and sit down. I'm going to pass around the business cards. Check that you are adequately represented in there, and take cards that you might need to effect introductions, which is what we're all wanting. Right, so with that in mind, the other thing is, let's pass this round, let's record for today's meeting. Keep your slip and then enter it up when you get back. 60-second round is, as usual, is we have somebody with the Oscar somewhere. Scott. He will be listening out carefully and will award it at the end of the round. So with that in mind, let's get underway. As usual, Scott will go first. He will be followed by John Freeman, and we will take it from there. So off we go. 60-second round. Scott.
To be quick and simple this morning, one of my kind of personal bugbears that you will undoubtedly experience and see during your week. Those businesses who are communicating with a Gmail email address, or an AOL email address, or a BT Connect email address. Drove past one on the way to school yesterday morning. Beautiful van, brand new van, nicely signed, written, had their logos all over it, had their website address all over it, but their email address was such and such and such at gmail.com. I just thought, 30 quid, you can fix that. So if you find yourself replying to an email from a business and you put it at gmail.com at the end of their email address, just tag an extra line onto the email, please, and say, talk to my pal Scott. We can very easily, very quickly set you up a professional branded email address. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott. John, you're next, followed by Fran.
Thanks, Hayden. Morning, everyone. My name's John. I am the one-stop property shop, and I haven't got a clue what's going on this morning. A bit like some of my customers or inquiries that I'm receiving this week, which is really what I don't want, and that's people that haven't got a clue what they want. They're looking for a price check. A typical example, a message about 10 o'clock the other night. How much to decorate? Two bed flat, white on the walls only. How big's the flat? What floor is it on? Does it have a bathroom, a toilet, a utility room? I don't know. I need a bit more information in order to quote for works, and clearly there seems to be. Another one was a lady who didn't speak particularly good English, and one of our members was present for this, and the inquiry was, I'm on oven, hob and fan. And I'm right, okay. What's that? What I like are clients that know what they're looking for in relation to refurbishing homes. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Fran, you're next, followed by Brian.
Good morning everyone, Fran from Winchester Station. We are based now at the Brentford Station. We have a team of 6 ladies and a new lady joining, so that's really good. We've only waited 8 months to find her. So she accepted a position this week as a senior lister. So really happy about that. We predominantly are sales. I'm growing the lettings department. We currently look after 35 properties that we manage. So I have a property manager. I take on all new landlords and I find all the tenants, and then once I've put that into place, then I hand that over to my property manager, who then maintains the property. We have a really good buoyant market at the moment. We can see all the property coming on with all the agents, so that's really good news to see that there's a lot going on. Again, lettings, I've never been so busy. So again, I'm the answer, not advertising a new person. So yeah, it's a good sign. Nice and positive.
Brian, you're followed by Melissa.
Thank you. Good morning. Sylvia was 46 years old. And when it was a storm with thunder and lightning, she trembled, and she actually hid in a cupboard under the stairs until the storm had gone. Now, in regression, she traced those feelings all the way back till she was 4 years old. She was with her mother, they were walking through fields, and suddenly the heavens opened. There was thunder and lightning. Mother grabbed her hand and they took shelter under a tree. In regression, Sylvia remembered the trembling in from her mother's hand into her hand, and she actually learned the fear from her mother. So it's a work in progress at the moment, but I'm quite sure that metaphorically, sunnier days are ahead for Sylvia. So that's Brian Penton, therapist, Pilgrim Hypnotherapy. Phone call, help is just a phone call away. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
And good day.
Happy day to you. Melissa, you're followed by Matt.
Good morning everybody, Lisa Jackson, Kenway Francis, licensed insolvency practitioner. Apart from dealing with insolvency clients, bankruptcy, creditors on liquidation, we do a lot of monitoring of companies. And one of the things you may not know that we do is monitor companies to assess what their financial position is. Can I just ask by a show of hands, who does work for clients before you get paid? What would happen if your top 3 clients didn't pay you? Would it be useful to know that if your top 3 clients were to face insolvency or any kind of issues like a CCJ, that you were aware of it before it happened, or as it's happening? If you're working with them and giving them credit and continuing to do work for them and expecting that they'll pay their invoices, we can provide you with a report that will give you information about how your clients are performing. And we'll notify you if some insolvency event or a CCJ was to be received by them. So if anyone's interested in getting a report, please contact me. Melissa Jackson, Kenway Francis.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa. Matt, you're followed by Rose.
Good morning everyone, Matt Barry from Blue Seraph. As you know, we do all areas of practice. But an area that you don't know, and obviously I know there's a bit of a gap in the group, but it is something that we offer and we've had a lot of success at, is actually social media. We currently manage social media accounts for a number of clients, from Zenova, who a number of the people in the company, in the group know about, but also we're doing it for Chartered Spare, we're also doing it for Brentford Theatre, and we've just won the contract for Shenfield Wine. And the social media can be management, it can work with whoever's doing it within your business as well, but also we do training as well. So whether it's just wanting to hone up on what's new and what the trends are with regards to, say, LinkedIn, those are all things that we can do. And I will be bringing along one of my colleagues, Nicola, who is the expert in that field, to talk about that one day. So that's Matt Barry, more than just graphic design.
Thank you, Matt. Rosemary, you're next, followed by Mike.
Morning everyone, hope you've had a good week. I'm Rosemary, your go-to person for all your travel needs. I run my own business under the brand of Travel Counsellors. What makes me unique is I care about making sure I find the perfect trip that suits your needs. I'm not a pushy salesperson. It's important to me that you have a lovely holiday and that Ray will trust me again and again and refer me to your friends and family and colleagues. I build my business on referrals, so please check out my testimonials on my website. Thank you to Leanne for referring your friend. I'm working with her at the moment. And thank you to Matt for your lovely holiday booking. And so if you haven't been everywhere but want to go somewhere, do stop looking and I will get booking. This week's offer is New York, April the 22nd, 3 nights, direct flights. It's a gorgeous boutique hotel right in the heart of the action, and it's only $8.99 per person. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rosemary. Mike Hickson is followed in a London bus fashion by Mike Rogers.
Good morning everyone, I'm Mike Hickson from LSA Systems Group's IT service provider. This week we have been tasked with replacing 15 Wi-Fi access points throughout warehousing, factory and offices for one of our oldest clients. And that made me think that I haven't banged on for a couple of weeks now about Wi-Fi. So many people complain about the speed of their broadband without realising that the internet service that they use is reliant on 3 aspects: the Wi-Fi itself, the broadband circuit, and the number of users they have trying to access the Wi-Fi. You can have great broadband speeds but have a very poor Wi-Fi system, and vice versa. You can have a great Wi-Fi system but a really bad broadband service. So you may simply be receiving the broadband speeds that your provider is charging for, but the Wi-Fi system is not adequate to service the requirements. So if you know anyone, whoever mentions those fatal words, our broadband is crap, then put them in my direction. That's Mike from LSA Systems.
Thank you, Mike. Mike, you're next, followed by Nick.
Morning everybody, I'm Mike Rogers from the Mortgage Store. Does your mortgage deal end in the next 6 months? We all know that mortgage rates, base rates have been going up, mortgage rates have been coming down week after week after week. In the last 2 weeks, Halifax said they were putting theirs down, then didn't. Santander did put theirs down, but only a little smidgy bit. Then HSBC put theirs down, just a little smidgy bit. Then Virgin put theirs up. Then Halifax said they were going to bring theirs down, but didn't. Then HSBC said they were going to bring them down, but didn't. Then Virgin put theirs up a little bit more, and then finally Skip said they were going to come down, but didn't. What I'm trying to tell you is I think the mortgage rate has come down to its lowest point now, and it ain't going to get any better. It's only going to go up. So if your mortgage deal is due to end any time in the next 6 to 7 months, you need to be acting now and reserving a new product which will sit there and automatically start when your current rate ends. That's me, Mike Rogers.
Thank you, Mike. Nick, you're next, followed by Terry.
Good morning, my name is Nick, I'm a structural engineer. I spend most of my time looking at houses, as you know, and there's 2 reasons for that. The first reason, not in any particular order, somebody wants to buy a house, and they want to be sure it's in good structural condition before they go too far down the purchase process line. The second reason is that they already own the house, but they want to alter it in some way. They might want to convert the loft, they might want to build a large extension, they may want to just take a wall down, for example. So if you know anyone who owns a property, or wants to own a property, who wants a house that needs a good looking at, please get them to call me. I'll be very happy to take their call and discuss with them exactly how best I can help them. My name's Nick, I'm a structural engineer.
Thank you, Nick. Terry, you're followed by Stuart.
Yeah, thanks, Aidan. Good morning again, everybody. Terry Reagan from TM Law. It's a very interesting client this week, personal injury client. Kind of an unusual one, really. So it's not one I want you to look out for, but just to give you an example of what I do. He's a prison officer over at a local prison, and he went into a restrained prison with 3 other prison officers, and he ended up getting bitten by someone he described as, you know, the villain in Jaws with the gold teeth. It was only through his shoulder, through the ligament into the bone. This is 2 years ago. still suffering now, and has now left the prison service and wants to bring a claim. So there's a number of things I can do for him, one of which is to work out whether there is any liability, because just because he's been injured doesn't mean there is, and also to try and get him rehabilitation, because he's still suffering now. He's been coping with the NHS, doing their best, but I think he needs some specialist treatment. So if you know anyone who's had an unusual injury and they're looking for someone to unravel it, get them some help with the treatment, and also bring the claim, which is what I'm going to do, you know where to send them. Send them to me, Terry, TM Law.
Thank you. Thanks, Terry. Stuart, you're followed by Vincent.
Good morning, everybody. Stuart from LG Networks. So I've done twice in the last week, which I really enjoy doing. It's actually going out and meeting with our existing clients and sitting down and having a little chat with them, having a little review, seeing exactly how they're getting on with the current services that we're supplying to them, and whether there are any improvements that we can make, anything that we need to add, but also equally important if there's anything that they're currently using or currently paying for that they don't really need. I've had two such of those meetings in the last week. They've both been really, really productive. That is not the type of service that most telecom providers are going to offer. Mostly, if you have a relationship with BT Local Business or TalkTalk or Sky or Virgin, they're not going to come out and sit down and have a cup of tea with you and say, well, do you really need that particular internet service? Do you really need that particular telephone service? But it's something we offer and part and parcel of the service that we provide. So if you know anybody who's having issues with their telephone service, their internet service, they're actually looking for some real life, face-to-face, proper review service from a telecoms company, an internet provider who can give some care, please get in touch with me, Stuart at LG Networks.
Thank you, Stuart. Vincent, you're followed by Leanne.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, it's a bit of subliminal advertising going on. Gardner came to see me the other week. He says, I've done my own business cards, what do you think? I think they're a load of shit, is what I think. So I did him some nice, shiny new ones. Handing someone a business card that's very poor quality can be very damaging to you because it's the first point of contact between you and a new business opportunity. So have a bit of pride in your business card and don't give out crap like that. I sound like Mike now, don't I? Yeah, so let me business card you happy.
Thank you. Thank you, Vincent. Leanne is followed by the third Mike Skipper.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Leanne of Brooklyn Interiors. I'm the interior designer in the group. So my main goal is to make my clients' homes into functional and beautiful living spaces. This week I've had an inquiry from a woman who's going to buy this really beautiful desk. It's what they call live edge, and the legs look like the roots of the tree. Great, she wants me to design the room around that. The only problem is she hadn't thought about how to get it into the room. So she's been off researching that. But yes, so I can work with furniture that's already there or that you want to purchase, and I'm going to design the room around that. So I'm Leanne of Brooklyn Interiors. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Leanne. Congratulations on keeping moving around the room. It makes it all difficult. But we all do with moving around, apart from the naughty corner. Mike, you're next, and you're followed by John Hammond.
Good morning, everyone. Mike from Black Multimedia, producing video and photography marketing content for businesses and events. So I shared a video in the group chat earlier this week of me hanging outside of a car with a camera, and as you can see I do all my own stunts, not quite to Tom Cruise budget levels, but that was for a series of adverts we was making for a product, and we was doing that over 2 days. We also had a stills photographer on site, so we got them a load of marketing content for the website, things like that, while we was down there and tied it all in. So I'm looking for any companies with products that they're looking to promote, either through formal sort of advert style videos, lifestyle promotions, or still photography and sort of stage set up things. And that's Mike at Black Multimedia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. John Hammond is followed by Ben.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Hammond from Dare Technology. We can supply all the electronic security needs. We deal with small corner shops all the way up to the very high security buildings. So if you need CCTV access control or intercoms, we can help out. One of the things that we're offering at the moment is a certification for automatic doors. Your automatic doors should be tested once a year as a minimum, and that includes all your automatic gates. So if you've got automatic gates on your premises, whether it's your home or in your business parking lot, they need to be tested and they need to be certified. If you don't get them certified, you don't need to help us everyone. Because if anyone gets injured, those blame the claim. So just get certified. Dead easy, you can do that for a small cost. That's John Hammond from JMX Technology, Applied Technology to Security.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Ben, you're next, followed by Jane.
Good morning, guys. Ben Golding from Utility Warehouse. Now, we're going from Britain's best kept secret to appearing all over the UK on billboards, posters, and papers. Boom! Because we're letting people know that we can help. We're here to help people save money with the UK's cheapest energy, great bundles on our broadband, mobiles and boiler cover, plus our bill-busting boost of an extra £150, but that's only available by talking to me. So this week I'm looking to spread the word to help people. So if you see any of these posters or billboards, then please do me a favour, take a photo of it and tag me in it on social media, because I am looking to help as many households as possible to save money with the UK's cheapest, the UK's most awarded, and the UK's most trusted utility company. Ben Golding, Utility Warehouse.
Demonstrating cheap energy, but energy. What? Jane, you're next, and you're followed by Toby.
Hello everybody, Jane Mallion from the English Cream Tea Company. So every couple of weeks I update my happiness calendar. And you'll see there's coloured blocks, so each of these is a day in the month, and so it goes on. I have quite a lot of coloured blocks. Today's coloured because I go to Fortnum and Mason. My principle here though is to always have something to look forward to. And I'm in the business, and Rosemary's in the business of experiences, because we have an afternoon tea room that you can attend, and of course we deliver treats all over the country. We've sadly got a cousin with motor neuron disease, which is a terrible disease and is of course life-limiting. She's going to her final days with millions in the bank, and she just says, we've got this wrong. Experiences and fun and living life actually should count a lot more than going to your grave with that much in the bank. So I don't mean to be depressive, but I really think experiences and fun are what really count. Auntie Jane sending you lots of love.
Thank you, Jane. Toby, tell us about the fun we can have.
Yeah, basically just what she said. She'll help you spend it. Toby X, a personal business mentor. There's no doubt it's very important for us all to examine our businesses on a regular basis. And to my mind, there's no better tool for doing this than a SWOT analysis. Basically looking at, it's quite an old tool, it's been around for years, but I think it's still very effective, looking at the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and threats. So the strengths and weaknesses are things that are internal to your business. The opportunities and threats are things that are external. And also, if you like, the strengths and weaknesses are things you can control. The opportunities and threats are not necessarily things you can control. You can control how you prepare for them, how you can react to them. So, strengths, what are you good at? Weaknesses, what are you deficient at? What can be improved? Opportunities, what in the external environment can we take advantage of? And threats, what do we need to be aware of? What can we prepare for? And I always think every threat, you can turn that into an opportunity. Should be done regularly, once a quarter at least. So who do you know that needs to have a good look at their business? Please do put them in touch with me. Toby Acton, Sales Masters Guild, helping business owners become wealthy faster.
Thank you, Toby. I'm always exhausted. And then I've got to follow it. I will be followed by Tina, Aidan Squire from TM Law. As a firm, TM Law specialise in employment law. Both Terry and I are involved with giving employment advice. Terry specifically deals with tribunal cases and advice regarding both claiming and defending claims through tribunals. We both deal with advice regarding employers, employees, sort of HRE type stuff, and settlement agreements. I deal with the preparation of various types of contracts of employment. 0 hours contracts, self-employed contracts, service agreements and handbooks. Why am I telling you all this? Because I'm delivering the 10 minutes presentation today, and this is by way of introduction. Next, Tina, followed by Paul.
Morning everybody, my name is Tina, my company is called Liberty Executive Services. I offer a secretarial and admin service, as well as supporting
helping you doing typing, arranging meetings. I can help you with conferences. I can find a hotel for you, get a good deal with them, including lunch, and helping you to make sure that your meeting or conference goes smoothly. So if you know anybody that is looking at doing a conference or a meeting somewhere other than their office to get all their clients or their staff all together, I'll be happy to help. So that's me, Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not 95 and staff.
Thank you, Tina. Paul, last but by no means least of members.
Morning, Paul Booth from Booth & Co, Chartered Certified Accountants based in Brentwood. 2 new clients this week. Beginning of the week, I formed a new company for new clients, construction, health and safety compliance. So we've got the company name she needed, and then she can set up a bank account, and we're setting up the software for bookkeeping. Second client, he's actually a qualified accountant working for a big firm of accountants. He formed a few months ago a limited company dealing with pre-owned goods, typically ladies' handbags, high-end, making quite a lot of profit on them. So we've started acting for him, setting up software, etc. So today, good referrals are actually accountants, typically qualified accountants who have got their own business but don't understand the normal annual accounts, corporation tax, that sort of stuff. That's Paul Booth from Booth & Co, minimise tax, maximise wealth.
Thank you, Paul. Right, that's the end of the members' contributions. Finally, Mark, you've got 60 seconds.
60 seconds on finance to finish everyone off. Thanks for the warm welcome and thank you, Toby, for the invite. I'm at the business finance branch, which does what it says on the tin. So we deal with all types of business finance, including business loans, asset finance, releasing cash from customer invoices and supply chain. But you may be surprised at the situations or client requirements we can use some of these products to help. And I wanted to just concentrate quickly on asset finance. You'll think of a company car, a delivery van, or production machinery, and we can help with all of those. But we don't stop there, and some other examples that we have or are looking at, digital photographic studio and software for an e-commerce cosmetics seller to provide 3D shots to put up onto their website. Refinance of manufacturing machinery, originally bought for cash, and now they need the cash. Warehouse management system, storage racking, forklift, alarm system for fit out. So assets are not just metal with wheels and a VIN number, but there's soft assets as well, IT, audio, visual, etc. Fit out is a very growing area for us. Very quickly, very sorry. But the 4 examples of that I wanted to concentrate on. Those 4 examples were all people that came in asking for a business loan. And what they had, the most suitable solution for them was actually something to do with assets, because it's cheaper than a business loan and it's using tangible assets. So that's why you would use a broker and not just wander out and get a loan if it might not be the most suitable thing. So we try and get on with the clients running the important job of their business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Nice to see. It's nice to see you put a bit of pressure on the business.
I wrote 60 seconds at the top. I made the mistake of not actually timing myself.
Right. That's the end of the 60-second round. Scott, over to you.
Okay, really, I don't know everyone says this, really high standard I felt this week. Brian, enjoyed yours again, but you're normally a great performer at 60 seconds. Matt, yours was excellent, so filling that vacancy in the group, that's brilliant. Didn't win. Stuart, yours was really good. However, I'm going to give it to Mel, because I learned something new. I think that's a different service that you introduced. Congratulations.
Very good, Scott. And actually, yeah, that was interesting, Mel. I thought that was something I hadn't thought of and none of us knew about, so that's great. Right. Actually, is there a Synergy Team meeting next week, Paul?
Yeah, B2B, stroke finance and professional Synergy Team meeting next 4:20 p.m. at the George and Dragon, Mount Nessing. I'll send you all the invite and reminders on the day. You don't have to be in those sectors to come along, so yeah, it's normally a pretty good attendance, so yeah, just watch out for the emails please, and hopefully you'll go along.
Thank you very much, Paul. we're now moving to the 10-minute presentation. Sorry I've given it away, Ben.
That's all right.
But before I do, is there something I should be getting you to do, Scott?
Meeting secretaries.
Meeting secretary.
Oh, of course. Just to say, congratulations, we have recorded 28 referrals this morning, which is a really good number. 28 opportunities for business and over £11,000 worth of business recorded since last week.
Yes, I was getting so excited about 10 minutes.
Easily
Sorry about that. I also have to admit to not having done a proper biography, so I scribbled something out yesterday when I was sat on the loo, and this is the result of it.
I hope you washed your hands before you go. So before I do introduce today's speaker, I'm just going to give you the updated for the next few weeks. So next week on the 16th, Tina will be doing the 10-minute presentation, which I know you look forward to it so much. And the education slot will be provided by the Mayor of Gets Hill, please. On to the 23rd, Mel will be doing the 10 minutes that day, and Toby will be doing the education slot. 30th, it's Rosemary, and doing the 10 minutes, doing our first minutes, and I will do the education slot that day. So, moving on to today's speaker. Oh, if you can't do your 10 minutes on the email, do let me know. I'll do the best to talk around. Rosemary, you can't get out of it. So, but we'll do our best to swap things around. And get you back in. So, today's speaker, we have Mr. Aidan Squire, of which Aidan is the Director of Oakstride at Quality HR, consultant with TM Law. He works from an office at home, but he's VoIPed into the TM Law's telephone line. So, a couple of things about Aidan. So, most important food product is salt. Pet hates is acronyms and what's the other one? I can't read that. Initialisation. Sorry, that's the only one I could read. Have you got a pet? No. But consider a dog if they come and bring a breed out that is able to pick up its own poo and hang it in a bag on a tree. And aspiration, finally, to grow a fruit tree where all the fruit is low hanging. With that in mind, Aidan, over to you.
Thank you very much, Ben. That was please tell me that in the low-hanging fruit. Right, what am I going to do today? Well, today I was going to give you an education in current employment law. I was looking to update you all on certain trends so that you can appreciate areas of potential problems to employers, and if relevant, either to yourselves or to contacts that you know, get them over to me so that I can advise. So, first of all, what trends? Redundancy. For an employer, this is a tricky area at best. Where employers are looking to shed staff, they might have to select for redundancy. It's an intricate process that needs guidance in relation to consultation process, the formulation of appropriate staffing that gives rise to redundancies, and the selection process itself. The situation is made more complicated if a member of staff at the time of this process is pregnant or on maternity leave. A bill was approved recently that is set to become law later this year that will ensure that from the moment the pregnancy is disclosed until the child is 18 months old, you can work it out for yourself, an employer cannot make a woman redundant. The current details of how the regulations relating to this will apply in comparison to the current regulations has yet to be worked through, but it'll certainly be a restriction on all employers in these circumstances. Next topic, extra bank holidays. Where extra bank holidays are introduced, for example, with our current King's coronation this spring, we have a potential conflict between employers and employees. An employer's workforce doesn't have the automatic right to have this day off. It will depend entirely upon the employment contract that exists at the time between the employer and the employee. If the contract expresses that an employee is entitled to all bank holidays as part of his or her holiday entitlement, the employee will be able to take the day off. The working time regulations, however, that govern minimum holiday requirements require you to give 28 days. This may or may not include bank holidays. There's no specific right to have bank holidays off, and certainly an employer can require workers to work on bank holidays, provided they can get the minimum holiday requirement of 28 days. Did you know the majority of hand car wash workers are employed illegally? Research at Nottingham Trent University has revealed that more than 90% of hand car washers, not car hand washers, but you know what I mean, in the UK are employing illegal employees. Only 7% have undertaken all the right to work checks. This research comes 3 years after a government-backed voluntary scheme to tackle abuse in this sector. But rest easy. I take the view that your car washed by such an establishment would not amount to aiding and abetting. So get your car washed. Next topic, transgender employees. Employment Tribunal's data show that between 2020 and 2021, 4 such disputes reached tribunal. In 21-22, that number increased to 9. Example of the sort of issues that occur include transphobic comments on social media and harassment for using toilets assigned to their gender. Calculation, final bit of information for you. Calculation of holiday entitlement for part-time workers. Calculating holiday pay can be difficult enough with commissions and bonuses. The holiday entitlement for irregular or part-time workers or employees can vary from year to year, and each year should be calculated based on the previous 52 weeks. So you look back at last year and calculate it on that basis. There's a formula, you might be interested to hear this, that 12.7% of your working time is what should be allowed for holidays. So that's how you work it out. Simple. What about the first year? I hear you all ask. Yeah, what about the first year? Yeah, what about? Well, the answer to your question is that these intermittent workers are dealt with on a month-by-month calculation until they've done a year. There you go. Takeaways from all this, and I'm not talking about fast food. What can we conclude from all of these potential developments in the coming year? Well, what it shouldn't be is that you don't employ part-time transgender royalists, some of whom, if women, are of childbearing age. In reality, it's just one of many issues that there are when you employ people. And an employer who refuses to take advice for himself isn't making best use of his contracts of employment. The best workforce is the one that is born of a non-discriminatory working environment. That is my 8 minutes, I think. 6. There you go. Went quicker than I thought. Scott.
So, if I have some clients who may well be interested in talking to you, what's the process? A telephone conversation and an investigation around their existing contracts?
Telephone conversation when I'm happy to discuss the problem with them, so they don't automatically incur their fees by phoning me up and talking to me about the problem. It's only from then on that we either take it or we don't.
And there's a fee for a consultation to review what's already existing?
And then my suggestion is they come for a consultation to go through it. But the initial telephone call doesn't involve any cost. We have the telephone conversation about the problem, and then if they want to do that, then there's a consultation fee of £200 plus VAT for us to either deal with it over the phone or them to more likely send me documents. I look at the documents, I then talk to them about the problem, and we decide where we go from there.
Thank you.
Paul?
Transgender. you've got an employee who's working for you for longer than a year, and they want to change.
Change what?
Change from male to female or other way around. What are your rights as an employee? And if they want to take time off to have the operation, what are your rights as an employee? Or employer, sorry.
I'm glad you thought about that. I'm glad you asked the question. Basically, your obligation as an employer is not to discriminate. So they're producing a potential discriminatory situation. So that's where you've got to be careful as the employer. It would, once you've got over the shock and decided to redesign your toilets, yeah, you've just got to deal with it sympathetically. If they've worked cynically, if they've been working for a year and deal with it, you might want to get rid of them. Contractually, your obligation is to give them the appropriate notice, but that would be unfair, that would be discriminatory. And if it's discriminatory, then however long they've been with you makes no difference. They would have a claim through the tribunal for unfair dismissal. So you've got to tread very carefully. Stuart.
What advice would you give to an employee, to an employer who had an employee off on maternity leave, and whilst that employee was off on maternity leave, they moved to office? How would they best handle that with the employee? Just asking for a friend.
I'd tell them, first of all, that you were moving office,
Yeah,
but
they did do that.
but again, the rights remain. The employer must honour the contract, and whilst they're on maternity leave, must deal with them. So the moving of the office shouldn't make any difference. I suspect the contract will allow the employer to have employees work from whatever location that they are in. So from an employer's point of view, they just have to treat that employee as if that employee was still working there, had been working there, and the rights and obligations of the employee will depend on what's in the contract. Vincent?
All these additional bank holidays, has the employer got any rights to get compensation for loss of business for that day and having to pay staff for that day?
No.
Asking for a friend.
No, I mean, your situation is your contract will indicate whether the one thing you shouldn't do in drafting contracts of employment when you give holidays is say however many days plus all bank holidays. That would be the only situation where there's an obligation, and bank holidays frequently can be worked, but you just must make sure that the contract deals with that, and you've got to act in accordance with it. But I don't think anybody's going to give us compensation for bank holidays.
I think we'll have just one more question, given where we are with time, and Mel's been waiting.
Well, no, I think James.
Sorry.
Yes. No, I apologise. Yes, thank you.
Two more questions then.
Two more.
Three.
Yeah.
So, talking about the person going on maternity leave, if they gave notice really early, they could potentially be away for 2 years.
Yes.
And if the business went down during that time or closed completely during that time, you said they cannot be made redundant, but there may not be a business continuing.
Yes.
What's the scenario?
Yes. We're not quite sure how the regulations will pan out. It's bill stage at the moment, and so it hasn't come out as to what leeway there is going to be for employers to consider the position for employees who are on maternity leave. So it's potentially at campus at the moment. The current rules just must mean you can, in theory, make somebody redundant, provided you put them in the proper pool for consideration and for selection.
Yes.
Provided this is potentially going to get in the way of that. So it's very much a question of watch this space. Yes, sir.
my question was, if you're going to change someone's contract of employment, do you need to give them notice that you're doing that, and what's the required notice?
Yeah, it's important to distinguish between basic contractual terms that largely relate to notice, to salaries, to holidays and to sickness. So that's what you put in writing, the basic terms. Anything else that you put in is designed to help you as the employer. And as far as that's concerned, you must just make sure that you follow the contract in relation to. Sorry, I've been slightly put off by the timescale. Sorry, Melissa. Could you just tell me how far the question?
So if you're going to change somebody's contract of employment, so for instance, you know, you might be extending their notice period for
Look, once you've got the contract of employment, those basic terms, you can't change without the consent of the employee.
Right.
So you would need to consult, and it's a bit like the redundancy. Just one example. What you don't want to do is get into a redundancy situation if you can avoid it. So the extra terms that you put in to your contract will help you deal with those situations. For example, the right to lay off.
Yeah.
Just make mention of that. That's something that should go in all contracts, so that you don't have to go through a redundancy process automatically. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I'm very surprised you were all so excited to.
So don't move. You stay there.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next part of the meeting, the 60-second round, where, just for a change, we're doing reverse order today. We'll start with Jane.
We've done 67.
The referral to testimonials. We'll start with Jane, and we'll come around this way.
Yeah, I'll do the right.
Well, the simplest one is Aidan. Thank you for the money for the brownie. And Paul Deleu, thank you for the money.
You can keep that.
Yeah. Matt, afternoon tea. Thank you, Matt, for afternoon tea. And the same goes with Fran. Thank you for afternoon tea money. That's just lovely. A one-to-one with Leanne. And ongoing work with Mike Skinner. And thank you for your 10 minutes. That was very interesting. A dry subject made fascinating. So well done. Thank you. Oh, one last thing. My happiness calendar. My happiness calendar, which has the coloured blocks. I have to say Thursday morning is amongst my happiness calendar because I really enjoy this. I mean, not only is it great for business, as you can see, I'm giving out thank yous and referrals, but actually it's something that lifts me up and sets me going for the rest of the day. When I tell other people I get up at silly o'clock to come up to this, I do get up at 4:45. It takes me a long time, you know. And I have a team of 8 to get me ready. But when I tell people that, they actually are like, what on earth do you do that for? So you could be thinking, why would I do that and do it cheerfully every week? And it's because you guys are great. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. Great meeting in. I've got a referral for Stuart annual. You might have done a thank you for the money, you might have not. I'm not too worried. I've got a thank you for the money to Scott, Mike, Brian, Angel Blue Self-Haven.
Yes.
Start with Scott, work your way back. I've also got referrals for James for the van insurance, Tina for some ongoing admin, and I'll do another one for Scott for the website. Nobody worried about it.
Just give them to me.
Yeah, great meeting, great 10 minutes left. We have a question. I'll grab you about it afterwards. Client. Well, a friend of mine has applied that. I've got a couple of car washes. One-to-one with Rosemary. Thank you. Referral for John Freeman.
and refer for Scott to my email for proposition. It's funny, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were saying, "Oh, you should never look for, when you're in a networking group, you should never look for business for yourself from that group." It's like, what? I know it's you only sell through the room, not to the room, but in the last few months, I've used a lot of people, a number of people in this group, and they've used me as well. And, that's come through 4 years, I think I've been here now, of the old know, like, trust. I know a lot of graphic designers, I know a lot of web designers, but I wanted to use these guys and Paul DeLue because they're clearly good at what they do. I like them. And I trust them, that's the main thing. So, I don't prescribe to that. You should use people, you should look for business in the group you're in. So yeah, it's great working with these guys, just want to say that.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, great 10 minutes. I'll get my car washed.
Don't employ anybody.
Yeah, really useful about the pregnancy bit. Not that I'll be doing that, but yours. Good advice, thank you.
Great meeting, great Ed Scott, and great 10 minutes, eh? I've got 2 referrals, both for Scott. One is for the ongoing hosting on my website, and the other one is for the renewal of my annual Google account. Thank you very much. That's it. See you next week.
Great, so you helped us with our change under employees when they left. We've got a claim in today, got nowhere. Well, thank you for the money for Stuart for NWES, more ongoing work. Tesla Group for the St. John's Hospital. Tesla Group in for, what was it right there? Oh, Bearsville Estate, and the one-to-one in Scott.
Thank you.
Really good 10 minutes. It's quite shocking actually when you hear about some of the things that go on. Quite scary as well. Thank you for coming along today. It's nice to have a guest here. Well done. Great 1 minute, and you're very well deserved. And there was a one-to-one with Ben last week, which was really nice. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I've got a one-to-one with Biggs today, so getting to know everyone, and got to with when I type it as well. I had a one-to-one with Leanne, and I see all the bits nice and meeting you. It's hopefully you come up
Lovely to see you all again. Sorry I've been missing so long, but I was really poorly. I've decided that as of next week I'm going to tell you that I now identify as a woman and that I'm pregnant, and that means you can't get rid of me.
I won't come and get you to wash my car.
I have a thank you for the money to Thank You for the Business for Paul Booth, for somebody who's completing today, and I have a thank you for the money to Paul DeLue, who, although he's not here anymore, is still a very nice man. And I look forward to seeing you all next week.
I'll start off by congratulating Mike on his pregnancy. Great 10 minutes, I think that's really interesting, and the Q&A afterwards as well is really fascinating. What have we got? I've got a one-to-one with Leanne afterwards. There we go. One-to-one with Leanne afterwards, which is actually more gardening based, but we'll take photos, so it'll count as. And to Ben for my yearly update of my broadband and things like that. Good mate, see you next week.
Yeah, great 10 minutes. You've really helped me out in the past with the Wicked Witch in the West when after a couple of family bereavements. So you gave us a lot of help and sort of like security, knowing that we were getting the right advice. So thank you very much for a great 10 minutes. Brilliant Ed Slot as well. Yeah, it makes good to catch up on sort of yearly things. So I've got a thank you for the money for you. there for your daughter-in-law, energies and things, and a referral there for Jane. Some little gift hamper / afternoon tea thing, but I'll send you the details on email. Thank you very much. And oh yeah, good one-to-one, wasn't it, last week? So I'm going to get some bits for you to get to head office and hopefully get to you next week. Thank you very much.
And thank you for reading out my handwriting. I'm very impressed with your ability to read. I've got one or two referrals, Jane, for the
Thank you.
for the little thing that you'll all hear about later on. John Freeman, thank you very much, John, for helping me out on Monday, emergency, and he got this acid and poured it down the sink, and it was quite dangerous, but, but it all flowed out afterwards, it was great. Scott emailed thing, and Stuart, this shows us in action. This is my referral to you for the coming year.
Thank you. Excellent 10 minutes, thank you very much for that. Fran, I bought 3, I only ate 1. Think of the children. Yeah, I know. Could have been a lot worse. Referral to Mike, new mortgage for Astaire. I know it's all in hand, because you told me I didn't know. There we go. Rosemary, we had a conversation during the week, safari holiday for next year, which hopefully we can sort something out. And great to meet you this morning.
Are you going to shoot wild animals in Africa or something like that?
No, and look at them. Is there anything you'd like to stand up and say as we travel around the room?
No, so I'll stand up and hear the bell again. Thank you very much for welcoming me. Thanks again to Toby for inviting me. It was a great 10 minutes. It's always HR's always something you don't actually know until you read the contract properly, which is not something you normally do until you leave. And very interesting that you brought up about credit reporting and clients. Something that I'll definitely remember. Thank you.
Thanks, 10 minutes. Anyone you've helped us in the past, and yeah, it's a minefield. So I don't know what's that. Welcome, lovely to meet you. Great Ed slot convo thing going on. Firstly, just a testimonial. Rosemary, I literally just, and I'll be honest, I thought I'd just pay lip service and chuck her a referral, you know, because I've got, and someone else I do use, but Rosemary hit the nail on the head. I mean, she couldn't have got it more perfect for what she's done for our holiday. Absolutely spot on. So, good. Thank you. And really responsive and everything else. Right, okay, so referral for John Freeman, what we spoke about coronation mural thing for the council. I've got Paul Booth, profit share. I know we've done something in the past, but there's some other conversations going on with this too. A one-to-one with Scott. Get the steps in there. A one-to-one with Terry. Mike, really interesting. Give me a call if you can today. I know I've got a bit of a busy day. Golf shoe manufacturer wants a whole creative campaign. Needs video. We need video done. Amazing. And Toby, that was very timely. SWOT analysis. We've got a client, A2Os, Scott knows them. Yeah. In fact, we've got a meeting booked on the 21st, so I'm kind of hoping we're free. Okay. Can you give me a call later today as well, please?
Yeah. The best 60 seconds are the ones that win the Oscars. It's the one that get the referral.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
I was going to say great to meet you. Yeah, HR is something that you know it's only a problem, you know, when things go wrong. So getting those things in place is really important, and we see a lot of that in insolvency as well, and a lot of issues that happen with companies because they haven't got their employee stuff correct in the first place. So really good to listen to that. Great exploit as well, but nice ones of the work we're doing around Great Day. One-to-one with Matt. Had a good one-to-one with Vincent on Monday, and something that I hope that one that Vincent
be out on the 4th of May. You can pre-order on Amazon. Cool.
It's really nice and got lots of interesting things in there, and pictures and stuff like that. So it's good to go down there and see that. Great meeting again. Thanks very much.
Apologies in answering your question. I just lost it.
Right, yes, I'm one-to-one with Jane this week and one-to-one with Tina this week. And I've got a referral from Tina.
Come back in.
Oh, and a referral bike. Great head stop and would like to
Yeah, nice to see you, Mark. Nice to see you again. Working back around the room, there's plenty of different businesses here, all kinds of different things that you probably do. Anyway, don't take any notice of what he told you about employment law. Don't have any contract or anything he's told you. When this place stuff hits the fan, come and see me. You're the employment tribunal place, thank you. Something about Barry, we're doing the banner thing, and we're going to get some pictures later. Yep. Not of me, of people. Other people.
Another good meeting. Scott, to the edge lot, and Aidan, the 10 minutes. Employment law is something that's very close to my heart, for various reasons in a different life, which I won't go into. Gets me very angry. I've got a referral for Stuart for some additional sites and extensions to the workplace. And Mark, welcome. Hope to see you again. Thank you.
I think the presentation is judged by the number of questions it generates. I think the questions could have gone on for a lot longer. Thank you very much for that. I had a one-to-one with Leanne last week. Very enlightening. Thank you. Very good meeting. See you next week. Thank you.
Yeah, Melissa, she was very brave to come to Ganshill Village. She did a war zone at times, but I sent her down in the Steamford Executive Lounge. We had a lovely chat. And a cup of tea.
So you didn't see all the children playing, gambling around?
Gambling.
All right. Sorry.
And thank you for that. And that's thank you for the money to Paul Booth for the Amazon voucher for being the best 60-second presentation of last year. You're welcome. And I want to one with Fran after the meeting. And thank you again to Scott. Your friend Gavin Miles has ordered another whole load of stuff. It's a split delivery to 4 Motorpoint dealers. When he pays, I'll give you the thank you for the dosh. Thank you so much.
Technically, that's a bit early.
Thank you for that, Aidan. Excellent presentation. Check out what else said, and excellent. It's not. Had a one-to-one with Paul on Friday last week, which was very useful. Thank you for hosting that. And yes, good meeting everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, well done, Aidan and Scott. Thank you for that. And welcome, Mark, as well. Yeah, we do need a commercial finance people, a person here, especially me. I'm always got someone I need help with, so that'd be great if you could come along here and maybe do it. Referral for Stuart External one. One for Mike Rogers.
Sure, there's another referral.
Thanks for coming from Matt, Judy Gilman. For Jane. Oh,
Yes.
done deal.
Thank you. That is for Paul Booth. Thank you very much. Thank you, dear.
And Terry, I know someone who got hit by a rhythm stick. That might be a personal injury. Plenty to choose from today, 28 photos I think in total, so
That's good.
choose today's winner. We are...
It is from John Freeman to Stuart. So John Freeman, that might be Well done, John.
So aware just of where we are at time limits today, I'll give you just a minute or so to come back. But is there any points that anyone would like to raise as we close the meeting today? Mel?
It was yesterday International Women's Day, so do we thank all women who are entrepreneurs and business people and like to be in business.
That as well as people who identified.
Right. Thank you. Thank you all for listening to my 10 minutes. It's always a joy to talk to you. I'm afraid today I'm sending you out in the rain, but at least it's not snow. Don't forget the Synergy Team meeting on Tuesday. Hope to see lots of you there. Other than that, I close the meeting saying I look forward to a good turnout today, by the way. Thank you very much for turning out. See you all next week.